I let my kids trash my neighbor's yard to teach him a lesson. So, I live next door to this guy named Rick. Rick's one of those cool dads who thinks the whole neighborhood revolves around him. He's got a brand new truck, a perfect lawn, and a constant need to tell you how busy and important he is. Now, I don't have a problem with nice lawns, I have a problem with his. Because for the last year, my kids' soccer balls, baseballs, even a frisbee or two have all somehow disappeared whenever they land in Rick's yard. The first time, I went over and politely asked if he'd seen my son's soccer ball. He smiled and said, "Oh yeah, it rolled under my deck. I'll get it for you sometime." That was 6 months ago. Then, a few weeks later, my daughter's baseball bat vanished after rolling down his driveway. When I asked again, he said, "You should really teach your kids to respect other people's property." I told him I would, if he'd stop stealing it. He laughed. Actually laughed. Fast forward to last month. My kids are in the yard playing again, and my son accidentally kicks his brand new soccer ball over the fence. We all just stare at it sitting in Rick's yard like it's in quarantine. 2 hours later, it's gone. So, I went over, knocked on his door, and he had the audacity to say, "Maybe you should buy cheaper toys if you're going to lose them all the time." That was it. The next weekend, Rick went away on a camping trip with his family, and I had a plan. See, my kids had been begging to do a backyard treasure hunt with water balloons, shaving cream, and slime. Normally, I'd say no, too messy. But suddenly, it sounded like the best idea I'd ever had. We spent the entire Saturday treasure hunting right next to Rick's fence. Which, if you don't know, has a bunch of little gaps near the bottom. The kind that are just big enough for mud, shaving cream, slime, and about 200 water balloons to sneak through. By the time we were done, my yard looked like a Nickelodeon commercial, and Rick's looked like a swamp. The next day, he comes home and immediately storms over, covered in mud, holding a half-deflated water balloon like he'd found a murder weapon. He starts yelling about how I'd let my kids ruin his property. I told him, "Oh, I thought you liked keeping kids' stuff. I figured you wanted this too." He didn't say a word. Just stared at me, jaw clenched, then stomped back to his house. That night, there was a knock on my door. Rick was standing there holding a plastic bag full of soccer balls, frisbees, and toys I hadn't even realized were missing. He dropped it on the porch and said, "We're even." I smiled and said, "Good. Because next time, I'm thinking of adding pink balloons." He hasn't touched a single one of my kids' toys since.